Good morning again. Another nice day here. Thank you for your comments that you've been saying to me. Um, it's nice to hear that people have been finding a level of success, but also reporting that it seemed to be fleeting at times. So you get excited, seem to hit some nice shots, and then it's not so nice. It did remind me pretty well of what I used to experience 20 odd years ago when I was thinking out my right knee, my keep my head down, my left arm straight, whatever it was, and that would work, and then it didn't, and then I had to find something else to focus on that was non-critical. So um, that success aspect of it, again, a bit like the two aims in golf, we look from two aspects, and that is the outcome, which ultimately we're trying to influence. We want to get better at the outcomes. We really do want to see some progress. But that success has got to be less important than the learning success. And that can be a very strange um, journey, because if I had an experience, paid attention to moving the club in a way that I had decided, and it didn't produce the shot I want, and maybe it hit a duff, is that success? Well, if you can deem it as success, maybe in inverted commas, yes, because it truly was an experience that you can learn from. And that allows us to explore changing the delivery in the next one. And that may not even be right. And that still can be deemed as a learning success. Not an outcome success, but a learning success. And so it goes on until we eventually find something that's going to produce what we want. But having that experience is so key. I know I've hammered it for weeks now in lots of videos, but it is so key. And we're so caught up in golf and outcomes and scores and handicaps that it's very, very easy to miss the experience that is going to allow us to actually influence those more critical things for most people anyway. You don't get asked too often what your level of attention is like when you turn up at the golf club, or how your club awareness is. Everybody asks you, what's your handicap and what did you score once you've come off? So if we could change that narrative, that would be really good. So hang on in there and consider success differently, perhaps a bit like the two aims. The aim that we can see at address, is fine, but it's not as important as the aim we can feel the impact. So I suppose in both of those, it's what we can't see that is far more critical than what we can, and what we can't see ultimately is going to influence what we can see. So hope that hasn't gone round in too many circles there. But the other little thing I've set up here is a little challenge for adaptability. So it's a game. It's a game of me trying to solve a problem again, and I think that's what golf is. It's just a series of problems. I've set three golf balls up, as you can see, in different positions, and they're a few inches apart. They maybe don't look it in the camera, but they are. I'm going to set myself to where I want to hit the ball towards the yellow bucket, and I'm going to set up as I feel appropriate. I'm going to hopefully hit it with and avoid the other two. And then I'm going to, without moving anything, without changing anything, I'm not going to change my stance, I'm not going to change the length of the club I'm using. I'm just going to hit the same club, hopefully towards the same target. One is going to be considerably too close to me, and one is going to be considerably further away than I would normally position myself in. And why do that? Well, I'm always trying to move myself away from doing things right to perfecting it, to getting the ball position exactly where it needs to be. I just think that stifles everything that I want to be when I play golf, and I really enjoy messing about, hitting shots from what would be considered non-correlate positions. It builds up my reservoir of experiences of how to solve problems, and we could face things that are very awkward on the golf course when there's ditches in the road and stones and tree stumps and whatever. So having this at your disposal is, I think, going to be really useful in the future. Is it challenging? Well, go and try it. Some of you might think, oh, piece of cake. But a tennis ball comes to you in so many different ways, at so many different speeds and spins. That's when your amazing ability to adapt, I think, kind of shines through. Doesn't get the opportunity to do that in golf, but I'm just going to make it so I've got three different shots from one position, one hold towards my bucket. So let's have a go. Other one away now. Closer in. Interesting how the distance was more the factor there. The strikes were average. I would have said the furthest one away, it was slightly heavy. Kind of brushed the grass a little bit behind it, and it killed a bit of the speed. But all in all, yeah, not too bad. The further away ball is definitely far less challenging for me than the one in close. You know, and you could argue, well, you did change, you stood up more, but it was still very awkward. It changes the way you have to use the club. I would suggest the one that's in tight to me definitely gives me the impression that I could introduce the shank of the club to the ball if I wasn't paying attention and really focusing on what I needed to do. But it just keeps me alive, and it's fun. It's just fun. You know, I suppose I should stand here and do that until I've hit the bucket 3 times with 3 decent strikes from these 3 different positions, and then change them. So just playing these games and not trying to narrow everything down to perfection, to me, would be good. Creative problem solving. If we can keep that at the forefront of our mind, keep our attention on critical factors, keep exploring, see learning success more important than outcome success, that would be amazing. Very challenging, I appreciate. And one other thing was attitude. And the reason I bring it up was I was talking to my very good friend Carol Morris, who hopefully you've listened to his podcasts, which are excellent. And he was mentioning about the attitude that he felt I brought to these challenges and these games, and he used the word playful, and I thought, yeah, it's funny, that's exactly what that was this morning, and it is what I feel when I'm hitting lots of shots. I'm playing, and too often this game seems to be serious, and you've got to do it right, and there's a lot of rules in golf that probably kind of evoke that. But this is a game to be played, it's not a subject to be studied. It's not maths, it's far more creative than that. Sorry, maths. I know there's lots of creative math teachers out there, and I'm not trying to diss you. But yeah, that kind of art feeling and that playfulness, and accepting that when I mess about like this, there's going to be lots of outcomes that are not ideal. But the attitude is really key to the learning process, and it was something that Carol noticed and brought up, and I thought, yeah, I almost didn't realise I was in that state, but I was, and that helps a lot when it comes to paying attention to critical factors. Good luck with that. I will be in touch soon.